They say the first million is a dream, but I'm going to tell you a secret that the big banks and the flashy property gurus won't admit. The first million isn't the hardest part, not by a long shot. The hardest, most soul-crushing, and most boring part of the entire journey is the climb from zero to your first $50,000. In Australia right now, getting to 50 grand feels like trying to run up a sand dune in the middle of a gale force wind. You take 2 steps forward, and then a car rego, a dental bill, or a 10% hike in your rent knocks you 3 steps back. You look at your bank account on a Wednesday night, and you wonder if the needle is ever actually going to move. You feel like you're doing all the hard yakka, skipping the nights out, packing the tuna sandwiches for lunch, and for what? A number that seems to grow at the pace of a tectonic plate. But here is the truth. $50,000 is the magic threshold in the Australian economy. It is the point of escape velocity. Once you cross that line, the very physics of your financial life begins to change. The money stops being something you just have and starts being something that works. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why everything changes after that first 50 grand. The math, the psychology, and the raw power it gives you in a country that is increasingly divided between those who have capital and those who don't.
Before we talk about the $50,000 mark, we have to acknowledge where most people are stuck: the scarcity trap. Between $0 and $10,000, you aren't an investor, you're a firefighter. You are constantly putting out small financial fires. Every time you start to get a bit of momentum, the system finds a way to take it back. At this level, money has no power. It's just a temporary guest in your bank account before it heads off to pay the landlord, the supermarket, or the petrol station. You are living in a state of high alert. When you hear a weird noise coming from your car's engine, your heart drops. Not because you care about the car, but because you know a $1,200 mechanic bill will wipe out 3 months of disciplined saving. This is the most dangerous phase because it's where most Australians give up. They think, if it's this hard just to save 10 grand, how on earth am I ever going to buy a house or retire? They decide that since they can't win the big game, they might as well enjoy the small ones. So they blow that hard-earned 5 grand on a holiday or a new TV, and they reset the clock to 0. Crossing the 50K mark requires you to survive this valley of death without losing your nerve.
The first major change that happens at $50,000 is mathematical. It's the moment you hire your second employee. Up until this point, you have been the only person working for your future. Every dollar in your account came from your sweat, your time, and your stress. But at $50,000, something beautiful happens. If you've got that money sitting in a high-interest savings account at 5%, or better yet, invested in a diversified ETF returning an average of 7 or 8% with dividends, that money starts bringing in its own paycheck. At 5%, $50,000 is generating $2,500 a year in interest. That's roughly $48 a week. Now, $48 a week might not sound like champagne and caviar money. It won't buy you a yacht. But in the real world, $48 a week covers your phone bill and your internet. It might cover your weekly petrol. For the first time in your life, your basic needs are being partially met by your money, not your labor. You have an employee working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Your money doesn't take sick days, it doesn't need a lunch break, and it doesn't care about the cost of living. It just grows. Once you see that first interest payment or dividend hit your account, the psychological switch flips from saving to investing.
The second change is purely psychological, and it's arguably more powerful than the math. I call it the power of no. When you have $0, you have to say yes to everything. You have to say yes to a boss who treats you like dirt. You have to say yes to overtime you don't want to work. You have to say yes to staying in a rental property that's falling apart because you don't have the bond for a new one. Poverty is, at its core, a lack of options. But $50,000 is option money. In Australia, $50,000 is roughly 6 to 9 months of full living expenses for the average person. That is a massive amount of leverage. If your workplace becomes toxic, you don't have to panic. You can walk into that office with a straight back and a clear head, knowing that you could leave tomorrow and be fine for half a year. This changes how you carry yourself. You become a better negotiator because you aren't desperate. You become a better employee because you're there by choice, not by force. $50,000 buys you the ability to breathe. It removes the staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. anxiety. That peace of mind is the greatest luxury 50 grand can buy.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Australian property market. We all know the median house price in Sydney and Melbourne is enough to make your eyes water. We're told we need a 20% deposit, which on $1 million home is $200,000 plus stamp duty. To a young person starting out, that number might as well be $1 billion. But $50,000 is the first rung on the property ladder. In 2026, $50,000, combined with the various first home buyer schemes and the first home guarantee, can actually get you into the market. It might mean a 5% deposit on a $600,000 apartment or a townhouse in a regional growth corridor. Is it your dream mansion in Vaucluse? No, but it is a sold sign. It is the end of the rental trap. Once you have $50,000, you are no longer a spectator in the Australian property market. You are a player. You have the entry fee to get into the game. And in a country where property has historically been the greatest builder of middle-class wealth, getting into the game is everything. 50 grand is the key that unlocks that door.
Here is the part that really shocks people. The jump from $0 to $50,000 is a marathon. It feels like it takes forever. But the jump from $50,000 to $100,000, it's a sprint. Why? Because you've already built the habits. You've learned how to live on less than you earn. You've automated your savings. You've stopped the lifestyle creep. But now you have the wind at your back. That second employee we talked about is now contributing $2,500 to $4,000 a year toward the next goal. When you were saving your first $50K, it was 100% you. When you save your second $100K, your money is doing 10 or 15% of the work for you. By the time you're aiming for $500,000, your money is doing more of the work than you are. $50,000 is the point where the flywheel starts to turn on its own. It's the hardest part of the curve to get past, but once you're over it, the momentum is undeniable.
Now, I have to give you a warning. I've seen a lot of blokes get to $50,000 and then blow it. I call it the middle class ceiling. You hit 50 grand, you feel wealthy for the first time in your life, and suddenly your brain starts playing tricks on you.
You start thinking, I've worked so hard for this. I deserve a reward. You see a 3-year-old BMW for exactly $48,000, and you think, I could buy that outright. No debt. I'd look like $1 million. If you do that, you have just murdered your second employee. You have traded a life of freedom and compounding wealth for a depreciating hunk of metal that will cost you $3,000 a year in European parts and specialized labor. You'll be back to zero, or worse, back to the scarcity trap. The people who make it to the top 10% in Australia are the ones who see $50,000 not as a destination, but as a foundation. They don't use it to buy things. They use it to buy assets. They keep the boring car. They stay in the modest rental for 1 more year, and they push through to the next level.
So, if you're sitting there right now with $500 in your account, or maybe $5,000, and the road to $50,000 looks like an impossible mountain, keep climbing. Don't look at the summit. Just look at your feet. Focus on the next $100. Focus on the next paycheck. Because I promise you, from someone who has been there and seen it from the other side, the person you become on the way to saving $50,000 is more valuable than the money itself. You will develop a level of discipline, a level of grit, and a level of financial literacy that 90% of the population will never understand. Everything changes after $50,000. Your stress levels drop, your options expand, and for the first time in your life, you are the master of your own destiny in this great southern land. If you want to know how to actually accelerate this process, how to pick the right accounts, avoid the Aussie tax traps, and get your money working faster, stick around. Hit the subscribe button, join the community, and let's get you to that $50,000 mark. I'm the Retired Aussie. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.